air pollution itself is a very high risk factor for developing lung cancer. If you have lung conditions, then try to mobilize less outside. But if you really have to, then there's no other option other than wearing a mask that will prevent particulate matters from being inhaled inside, what we were doing during the COVID period. Steam therapy doesn't cleanse lungs. Let me just clear it once and for all. All that steam does is reduce inflammation in the upper airways if it is completely congested, that too in a certain sector of patients only, not in all the patients. There is no, there's not a magic bullet out there, but we can do certain things to reduce the effect of pollution on ourselves, because, there's a lot of air pollution everywhere, which can't be solved in one go at all. But yes, in order to save yourselves, you'll have to save yourselves from exposure to particulate matter inhalation. What does that mean? It basically means that the air that we breathe in, it goes through our nostrils, through our air passages into our lungs. And if this air is laden with, chemicals such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and particles that are less than 2.5 microns in size, they can reach the lungs, sit there, cause inflammation, and cause, a lot of mucus hypersecretion. As a result of that, you always feel that there's phlegm inside you. There's a cough that bothers you most times of the year. So how do you reduce that? So simple answer to that is reduce inhalation of these materials. But then you can say, then do I not go outside at all? So the certain points that you can think about is that at heavy rush hours, when the pollution levels are very high, when there is too much of vehicles outside, or early in the morning or after late evening, if you have lung conditions, then try to mobilize less outside. But if you really have to, then there's no other option other than wearing a mask that will prevent particulate matters from being inhaled inside, what we were doing during the COVID period. So that is probably one way you can reduce your chances of, how you will be affected by ambient air pollution that you can't avoid if you live in a city or a large, thick town. See, the only way to cleanse a lung naturally is to breathe in natural, fresh, free air. So, which has become a lot difficult. So, steam therapy doesn't cleanse lungs. Let me just clear it once and for all. All that steam does is reduce inflammation in the upper airways if it is completely congested, that too in a certain sector of patients only, not in all the patients. Steam can be more harmful than good in most patients because it is an irritant. If you see, the inside of our airways or the mucosa is very soft. If it is exposed to hot air all the time, it can cause more damage than good. But if some people have chronic, rhinosinusitis where there is inflammation, that sector of patients might benefit sometimes from steam inhalation, as it helps loosen the mucus. That's all. It doesn't help in any other way. And steam doesn't cleanse. So please, let's not try it at all as a blanket therapy. Cleansing lungs will help by breathing free, clean air. And if you have greenery around you, try and get more green. Even if you live in a flat, if you have, more green plants inside your house, plant some green plants so that you breathe fresh air. Try and keep your windows and doors closed during increased pollution levels outside, and venture out when necessary with a proper mask if pollution levels in where you live are very high. These probably will help as natural cleansers of your lung.